Hello, 7th grade. This is my first video I get to do with you guys. And for your first video, it's going to be on complementary and supplementary angles. For those of you who have been all week, this should be just a review. You do not need to continue watching this. Or if you want to just hear this video, see what it's all about, you are welcome to watch this, especially because most of you, I hope, opened up your Edmodo and you saw what I attached to the Google Forms. There's about 20 questions, all about complementary and supplementary angles. Now, if you're still a little unsure, I do have posters in the front of the room that will help you, or you can also continue watching this video. The first angle I would like to talk to you about is called complementary angles. Now, I learned about in my workshop last week about a new tool called drawing. Some of you might know about this, so you can help me out on Thursday with it, and I hope to be doing more activities like this with you as time goes on. First thing I'm going to do is insert my picture, and I chose a specific great example on complementary angles. Now, notice this is a complementary angle. It is created of rays, and the rays form creating a 90-degree angle, and that's the definition of a complementary angle. We have one ray going this way, we have one ray going this way. Where they meet is at that 90-degree angle. Now, I actually happen to give you an angle measurement of 72 degrees, and there's also another angle measurement here that's represented as x. That's our unknown, and our goal is to find x. Believe it or not, some of these algebraic expressions that you've been working with are going to reappear. Now, you should know a complementary angle. The sum of all the angles that create a complementary angle should be 90 degrees. Or the question could say, find the complement if you have 72 degrees, or find the complement of 72 degrees. You could simply subtract 90 minus 72, or you can write out an algebraic expression. I'm going to show you how to do the algebraic expression in this example here. The first thing I'm going to do is draw a text box. And I see that I have 72 plus an unknown angle, and together that's going to equal 90 degrees. Now, I happen to recognize I need to get x, my variable, by itself, and I see an addition sign around x. So the first thing I'm going to do is think, the inverse operation of addition, or the brother of addition, happens to be subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 72 from both sides. I'm going to subtract 72 from this side as well, because when I do one side of the equal sign, I must do the other side. Now, I'm really hoping you know what 90 minus 72 is, or you can grab a calculator from the back and easily subtract, and you are going to get x equals 18. Now, I also learned about a new cool tool called Scribble, where I can happen to write this line showing you the steps in between each step here. And my answer to here is simply 18 degrees. Now notice 72 plus 18 equals 90 degrees, and therefore my answer for our variable is correct. Now you will go to your Google Forms and type in 18 degrees for your answer, and that is it. Now I hope you enjoyed this problem. I want to give a little more complicated problem using complementary angles. So in this case, I'm going to insert another drawing. I chose another great problem. Let me do this the right way. Okay, here's another example, and I happen to see another right angle, which is our sign that that's a complementary angle. So again, I'm going to do very similar steps. I happen to see one angle measurement here that simply is 2x plus 50 degrees equals, it's complementary, so it must equal 90 degrees. Wow, that looks like an algebraic expression I created. That's something we learned in the fall. So the first thing I'm going to do is get x by myself, and I always do addition first, so I'm going to start with the inverse operation of addition. Brother of addition is subtraction. Subtract 50 to both sides. And I am going to draw that line again using Scribble. This is so cool. I hope to get to do this with you guys later this week. Now, I have 2x equals 40. X is not by itself. There's still one more step. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2 to get x by itself, drawing my division sign. You guys should all be doing this in your notebook right now. And if I divide 2 to both sides, I'm going to be left with x equals 40 divided by 2, which I hope you know it's 20, but if not, again, use a calculator. So we're going to have 20 degrees, and that is known as my x. However, I would like you to go back to your angle measurement and find that exact measurement. Now, you may think it's 20, but we also have 50 degrees, and it happens to be 2x. So 2x is not just 2x, it's 2 times 20 degrees. And that angle is really 40 degrees. So this whole missing variable here is not just 20, it happens to be 2 times 20. So this is 40 degrees and this is 50 degrees, and together, if we find that sum, that's 90 degrees, creating our complementary angle. And that is how you would solve this problem. Now your answer that you would put in onto Google Forms happens to be 20 degrees, even though on a quiz that could be possibly in the next few days would be 40 degrees. So now I'm going to save and close, and look at that. I have these both in my document. This is so cool. We will be doing this next week. All right, so I'm going to go to a new page because now it's time for supplementary angles. So I'm going to insert drawing. And I happen to have a great example on supplementary angles. Now, supplementary angles, similar concept as complementary, except notice it's a straight line. And a straight line, as we know from a protractor and what we worked on last week, it should be 180 degrees. So these two angles, the sum of all the angles, should be equal to 180 degrees. That is the definition of a supplementary angle. So again, I'm going to do similar steps as I was doing. Now you may simply, if you want, know that, oh, the sum of all the angles is 180, and I could just do 180 minus 100, giving me 80 degrees as x. And that's great. If you want to do that, no problem. You see the straight line, you think 180 minus whatever that other angle is to find that supplement, go for it, fine. But I want to show you another way as well. So I happen to see we have x plus 100 equals 180. Why? Because the definition of supplementary angles is the sum of all angles equals 180 degrees. But I notice there's something around x, plus 100. Oh my. Let me subtract 100 from both sides. What I do to one side must do to the other. Oh, I'm going to draw this fancy scribble again. And now I have, so now last but least, I have x equals 180 minus 100, which is simply 80 degrees. And that's it. Now we can go back and check our work and see, oh, x equals 80 degrees. 80 plus 100 is 180 degrees. Therefore, your answer is correct. I'm going to press save and close, and there it is. That now, come on, that's pretty cool. All right, let me insert another one. This is our last problem. And I hope this is helping you. If you have not been here all week, I really hope this is helping you. This is all you've missed. This is what we've been doing all week so far. Now the next one, similar to the complementary angle as well, with variables around it, lots of factors, affecting that degree measurement. So let's again draw my text box. And I happen to recognize that we have x plus 8 is one angle, but we're not done yet. We also have that 42, and I know the sum of all angles, if it's supplementary, has to be 180 degrees. Notice again, we're setting this equal to 180, not 90. 90 would be if there was that 90-degree marking, or if it said complementary angles. In this example, it is supplementary. I'm telling you that on your Google Forms, it will say that as well. So I notice, 8 plus 42, let's combine like terms first. We have x plus 42 plus 8, which should be 50, equals 180. Now I'm going to subtract 50 from both sides. Let me draw that nice fancy line showing us we're moving on to the next step. And I have x equals 180 minus 50 is 130 degrees. And x is by itself. So my answer is simply x equals 130 degrees. Now let's go back and check our work. Let's just check this out to make sure it's true. Now again, just like the last problem on complementary angles, x plus 8. So we want to find that entire degree marking. So let's plug in our value for x. We have x plus 8. Now let's substitute 130 plus 8, which gives us 138 degrees. And that's the measurement for this entire angle, and that's our ultimate goal. I have not really addressed that much with you guys because I want you to first get through the steps and then work on this, but this is what we are leading up to, is finding those individual measurements. So let's see if we did this right, and this is a way you can always prove you're correct. So let's do 138 plus 42. And if we find that sum, we happen to have 180 degrees. And that's our way checking that what we did is definitely correct. So let me save and close, and I have this in my document as well. So give this your best shot. Please show your work in your notebook. You're going to need to do it. It's not something you can simply do in your head, but use your notebook and type in the answers on the Google Forms. So I hope you have a great time. Give it your best shot, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day, guys.